Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Varney Lake. This is a game developed by LCP Game Studios. I've done a series on one of their titles before on this channel. They do short pixel art visual novels, normally with like a horror twist of some variety. As you can see here, we did Mothman 1966, which was their first work. We are now on to Varney Lake, which is the second work, and this is their latest one, which is Cornish-Knight. These are normally quite contained, sort of like Pulp Fiction-esque stories, sort of like almost sort of like in a comic book format. And we are going to sort of settle down and just sort of run through it. It shouldn't take us that long to do. But yes, so we have, just want to quickly show off, we have the settings, for those of you interested, pretty straightforward. We have the gallery, which is stuff is unlocked. We have secret stuff, which is stuff is unlocked. And some other bits and pieces. This is very typical of LCP Gaming Studio. From their work, this is the same thing that Mothman was like. Now, I will say this, from what I have read online, they've basically got 3 of these games released. They've got Mothman, they have this one, they have the one I saw basically called Cornish-Knight. There is also a 4th one in development, and that should be released in the near future. So I'm slowly working my way through their catalogue, as it were. But let us dive right in. Jimmy. I 1. Summer 1954. Nice rolling green meadow. Okay, so you've got logbook, speed up text, slow down text. Okay. Standard stuff. Christine. Truth or dare? The question takes you by surprise. I don't know why you ask him, says Doug. He always makes the same choice. Dare or truth? Ooh, always a hard one. Let's go truth. Truth, says Jimmy. Truth, says Doug. Sometimes you can't stand Doug. You know you only chose truth because of the way he provoked you. You look at Christina and try to smile. Christina bites her lip. She mutters. Last summer, is it true that Maggie wrote you a love letter just before she left? Is that the question? Yes, it's true, says Jimmy. Although you were relieved you didn't know what else to add. You look at Doug and notice his expression. Is he still in love with Maggie? She's going back to her family this summer, says Christine. Are you going to say anything to her? Jimmy, that's another question, isn't it? Whoa, is Christine really jealous? You walk a while in silence, bit by bit your smile fades. You feel like every step you didn't open your mouth is another missed opportunity. And you know that when you go to sleep and run the conversation in your head, 1,000 things you could have said to her will come to you. You think you hear someone whistling. Are you imagining things now? You're still bothered about yesterday. Why didn't you wait for Doug and Christine to arrive? What did you want to prove? Try to think of something else. Like your mum says, what's done is done. You clear your throat. Dear listeners, says Jimmy. Yeah, fuck yeah, says Doug. We formally kick off our new summer in Varney Lake. Doug claps his hands. Christine wolf whistles. Christine is a year and 10 months older. But when you do the radio host voice, you don't feel the age gap as much. She's Doug's cousin, and this is the 4th summer you've spent together. She lives with just her mum. Her dad died in the Korean War. Doug is a few months younger than you. He's still 12, but turns 13 in a few weeks. He never knew his father, and his mother is Christina's aunt. Christina, Doug, and you are all only children. And what had started as a joke ended up formalizing into an idea of a club. So make yourselves comfortable, says Jimmy. You pause and point to Doug and Christina. The all-new adventures of the Only Child Club are about to begin. The club had been Doug's idea, but it was Christine who suggested trying to raise money to buy the old Varney Lake Drive. To buy the old Varney Lake Drive-in theatre. They say you can see strange lights at night, mutters Doug. Christina makes a noise with her mouth. Who says? Doug doesn't answer. It wouldn't be the headlights of ghost cars, would it? Says Jimmy. You laugh, says Doug. Doug takes a deep breath and shakes his head from side to side. People died in that fire. Real people. Can't you see his face, Jimmy? Says Christine. He's fucking with you. Doug laughs and makes some faces at you. You let out a laugh and front to punch him in the stomach. You get to the old sycamore tree and try to erase the memory of that time when you chickened out of kissing Christine. Will you let me try it? That's the Jimmy I like, laughs Doug. It had all started 2 summers ago. Doug had shown you a book he was obsessed with. He wouldn't tell you where he'd found it. The book provided lots of valuable information on games played with cards, matchsticks, dice. That tin can we keep the money in isn't going to be big enough, right? Doug opens his backpack, takes out a deck of cards and hands it to you. In the last few years, you three had raised enough money to get your hopes up. Remember what we promised, says Christine. She tucks her hair behind her ear. Before the youngest member of the club turns 18, Doug beats his chest. That would be me. We'll buy the drive-in. The solitaire game I invented is going to make us so much money, he says. It's called Solitaire 10. You'll see why. Okay, so the first of one of these little mini games. The idea is to start from the card you turned over and try to add cards to get to 10. 10, but isn't the jack worth 11? Yes, the Jack 11, the Queen 12, and the King 13. So, Doug pauses before revealing the key to his creation. Depending on the colour of the card you turn over, cards you choose from the board will either add or subtract to the total. Try as you might, you find it hard to follow Doug's instructions. Doug seems to realise this and signals you to wait. If the first card is red, red cards will add to the total and black cards will subtract. Okay, so yeah. So basically, the other suits reverse. And if the black cards would be the ones that add red cards once on. Okay, yeah. What happens if you can't reach 10? You will turn over a new card and continue with that one. Christina remains silent. She seems to be about to say something, but in the end he doesn't. And get this, Doug can't hide his excitement. If you reach 10 using all 10 cards available, you shout Super 10 and win outright. Doug taps you on the shoulder. You make Super 10, I'll give you a dare. Well, just get started. If you run out of cards, turn over and can't make 10, we count the cards in the pot, and that's your final score. Okay. Select a card. So Jack was 11, Queens were 12, and Kings were 13. It's going to be a hard one to do. I'm probably going to go with move the cursor to the left, move the cursor to the right. So we're currently on 9. Okay, so currently on 9. So that would be -1. So aces are worth 1. Okay. So 9. Okay, so that's 10. Apparently on 10. Okay, so that's 11, so that would get us 21. So that would be... Oh, this is hard. These kind of puzzles are never my forte. That'd be 0. So okay, let's think about what we have here. We need to get to 10. So that's 11, 15. Sorry, brain's not working right. 22. Yeah. So that's 22. So to take away 22, if we add all that, that would take it up to 32. That takes it down to 22. That takes it down. That takes it down. Yeah, so we can't do it with the numbers we have. Because no matter what we do, we're always going to come out short. Which is annoying. So if we add... Yeah. Because we needed to have the ace. The ace, we needed to have the ace. Yeah, that's what it's going to be, isn't it? We needed to have the ace left over. The ace needs to come last to clear out everything. Okay. So it needs to go... So the ace has to come last because it needs to be the thing that takes away the 1. That's worth 12. Okay. Jack's worth 11. Maths was never my forte. No, we bought that. Okay. Because if we do that... yeah, if we do 15, that will drop it down. Yeah, we still get to 9 again, which is not what we want. That's annoying. Okay. One more time. So we're on 10. Go to 0. Okay. Then we have 13. Which we can counter with this to take it to 1. Then we take this one. So if we do this now, if we do that, uh, We still have the problem with the ace, because the ace is still too high. Drops us to 9, which is annoying. Because we're currently on 8. So if we do that and drop to 7, it's 14. It takes it down to 9. 5 there takes it down to 10 straight away. So yeah, we still have a... Okay. So we need to be in -1. Which is annoying because we can't get easily to -1. Nine. -3. 10. -21. Okay. Yeah, it's still... We still get 9. I do hate this kind of thing. Hold on, I don't know how to find... Okay. So... Let's give this a go one more time. If we get another ace, we would basically be able to do it. 10, make it even. 13. Okay. So we've got 11, 15, 20. We've got 22 points on the field to add plus against 8, 20, 26. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. Okay, 7 we could try to work with. Okay. Takes it down to 2. Okay, 5. Okay, so 5 is our card. Right. Okay. Get 10 with 1 standing out, unfortunately. That's not great. Okay. Yeah, I don't play solitaire. It's just not something I find particularly enjoyable to do myself. Okay, black 8. Let's try this combination. Yeah, black 2 isn't any better. Yeah, this kind of thing just doesn't do it for me. Okay. See, I can get to 10, but still leave 1 on the bottom. Methinks I may have not done it a particularly good way. Oh, okay. I suppose it's taking cards out of circulation. Right. Yeah, we can't. Yeah. 4 is more doable. Math was never your thing, Jimmy. Okay. It's even worse. Man, yeah, the black suits are very strong. We have no way of countering it. Okay. Oy. For those of you who might find this boring, I deeply apologize. Right, okay, so we should do this one. This one. Nine. So if we can get to... Okay. So that's 26. Lots of reds on the field. Okay, so that's 11 we currently have. Takes it to 1. Back up to 9. Okay. So we're almost there, folks. Okay. 4. Okay, so we actually haven't got a lot to play with this hand. Well, first of all, we need to get up to 10. We can even get up to 10. Okay, so let's go here. Let's add this. Add that. Add that. Add that. Yeah, the problem is we're now just getting straight into expensive cards. 15. The cards have to add up to 10. Master never your strong suit. Okay. Can't do it. Got to 45. Problem is, it's only going to go to minuses. Check score. You count the card to the pot 45. Is it any good? Cousin. Christina pauses. Now what? Christina seems to enjoy the situation. There's an easy way to make a super 10. No. How? Christina starts to explain something, but you stop paying attention. You hear a whistling sound that makes your gut clench. You see Brandon in the distance and your heart starts to race. They're looking for you. Guys, you mutter. I fucked up. Doug and Christine suddenly shut up. What do you mean you fucked up? Jimmy? You point to the spot on the horizon and your voice cracks. It's just that Brandon. You pause and try to sound more confident. Yesterday we played dice and I fleeced him. Christina taps you on the shoulder and Doug throws his head in his hands. Fucking hell, he mutters. They're going to kill us. Says, come on, come over here, says Christine. And get down. Christine is almost 2 years older than you, but there are times when you feel even younger next to her. You walk non-stop for more than half an hour. If Brandon doesn't kill us, the heat will, says Doug. You look at Doug. The cream he uses is invisible, but it's got a strong smell. You've gotten used to it, but it still hits your nostrils from time to time. Is it true what his mother says? Doug is the only boy you know who's allergic to the sun. I can't believe you didn't wait for us. I can't believe you didn't wait for us yesterday, mutters Christine. Tried to explain. Brandon wanted a rematch, you mutter. I didn't think he'd figure out Doug's trick. You fought, says Christine. That's your problem. You think too much. You keep quiet and look straight ahead. You can't bring yourself to hold Christina's gaze. Sorry to interrupt you, mutters Doug, but we've reached the river. Little River is one of the main tributaries of the Varney Lake. Is it safe? You step on it. You take a deep breath and cross the old bridge at full speed. The distance makes you feel better, because even though you like her, Christine intimidates you. Come on, Doug. Don't be a pussy. Doug looks at Christine and Christine points to the bridge. Your turn. Doug starts to cross. A board moves and he lets out a scream. Christine laughs. It's beautiful, but it makes you feel hollow. And that hollowness reminds you that Christine's been dating a boy from her hometown for several years. And that when summer is over, she'll be back with him. Over there, see? Says Jimmy. Yes. What is it? No freaking idea, you mutter. Should we go and see? Christine nods and Doug shrugs. You've never been to this part of Varney Lake before. Varney Lake before. How far have you walked already? Inquires Doug. Not far enough yet, says Christine. Brandon is... Christine seems to be looking for the right word. Bitter. A son of a bitch, you think. You walk faster to try and keep some thoughts out of your head. Christine follows close behind you and Doug. Whoa, whispers Doug. A new headquarters for the club? Gets my vote, says Christine. Is it abandoned, though, says Doug. Let's go and see, mutters his cousin. You are on to the entrance of the mill with a surprising energy. Although the door is open, the stench of confinement is intense. There's a guy in there, says Doug. Old man. The sun, he mutters. For a few seconds no one says anything. Doug seems to remember something and starts going through his backpack. My mum brought this allergy sun cream for me. The sun... Something about the man's desperation moves you. You grab Doug's hand and shake your head. You think of your grandfather. The day he died, you had read him a letter from your grandmother. When you finished, you thought he had fallen asleep. You got up carefully and walked to the door. But he was not asleep. Whispering, he asked you to close all the curtains. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Half an hour later, you found him dead in his bed. And you could swear he was smiling. He doesn't need any cream, Doug, you whisper. He just wants a little darkness. The sun is coming in through 2 different windows. One high up, the other full of broken glass. Search through the rubble, cover the windows. I search for the rubble. Grab blanket. You lift the blanket and shake it a little. Grab long reed. In the corner of the mill you find some long reeds. You grab one. And move plough? Lean it against the high... Let's go against the high one because the broken glass could be really dangerous. Lean it against the high window. You leave the reed and blanket on the floor. You ask Doug and Christine for help and you lift the old plough. You bring it up to the wall and prop it, trying to block the light coming in through the high window. Light is still coming in. Lean it against the window of the broken glass. Let's do better. You nod and you move the power again. Watch out for the glass. You move it closer to the window and gently rest it, blocking the light coming in from outside. Excellent. Okay, grab the blanket, you lift the blanket and shake it a little. In the corner of the mill, you find some long reeds, so we take that, and you cover the windows. Use the reed in the blanket in the high window. Something occurs to you. It's the same technique your mother used to remove cobwebs from high ceilings, only she used a broom and an old rag. You put the blanket over the reed and lean the reed against the wall. You try to block the light coming in through the window without success. You need another reed to stretch the blanket, cover more surface area. Grab another long reed. Let me cover the window again. Use the second reed with the high window. You lean the second reed against the wall and tuck it under the blanket. Moving the two reeds carefully, you stretch the blanket to block all light coming in through the high window. The old man goes quiet. But I think in this darkness we will end it here for the day, folks. This has been Varney Lake, and I have been Cornish-Knight, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.